She'll share more with you. But Jean is co-founder of the Lighthouse Emotional Wellness Center and Couple Synergy. She's been coaching couples with her husband, Dr. Ray, since 2002, and together they've created the Couple Synergy Method, a 90-day program, Relationship 101, a home study course, and a weekend retreat for couples held in the mountains of Colorado. She's a co-host of an award-winning podcast, is an author, and she has a master's degree in clinical psychology and is certified in hypnotherapy, electromagnetic field balancing, Reiki master, numerology, biofeedback, as well as a master mediator. So I'm sure Jean will share more with you about her bio, but we're so happy to have her. So Jean.
Thank you. Funny to speak on perfectionism, because I woke up not perfect at all today. I was very sick about an hour and a half ago. I'm much better now, but isn't the universe hilarious? Huh? The conditioned state or quality of being free. I love that word free in this, or as free as possible from all flaws or defects. The action or process of improving something until it's faultless or as faultless as possible. By definition, perfection is a road to shame. So any perfectionist would probably find this very comforting. Except this keeps happening. So when you're a child, if you're always told that you're wrong, or most of the time you're told that you're wrong, you can't be wrong, and you internalize shame. You think there's something wrong with you. This leads to low self-esteem and internalized excessive feelings of shame, which increase depression and anger. If you're told you're right all the time, you also can't learn right from wrong, except you externalize shame. This also leads to low self-esteem and internalized excessive feelings of entitlement, which increases anxiety and anger. When you think that you're wrong and you internalize it, you believe you should change. When you think it's outside of you, you believe they should change. We have an interesting narrative in our world right now where a lot of kids are being raised thinking the world should change and not them. It's like we've kind of flipped that. So in either case, no learning is happening, and the feeling is a lack of safety and predictability. Person becomes distrustful of both themselves internally and the world externally, and attempts to control the external world while blaming themselves internally. Guilt and shame. Guilt is a verb of doing. I did something I know is wrong. We have that because it helps us be better people to each other, and it helps us become a better person. Shame is a verb of being. Most shame is mislabeled. The verb of being says, I am bad, I am unworthy. And how can you change what you are? So we live in this interesting place, and this 3 becomes very interesting because this whole world is about black, white, and gray, cold, hot, and everything in the middle of that. And so we're always striving to find balance. So in balance, you need something in the middle that you're trying to balance on, the thing on top, and you have to find that center. When we become off center, that's where all the good stuff happens. When we're balanced at stagnation, nothing happens. When we become slightly off center, anyone that knows of the golden ratio, have you ever heard that term? That is the mathematical formula for all the beauty we have in this world. It's how everything grows. So your eyes and your mouth have the golden ratio. Your belly button to the top, your belly button to your feet, all things grow like that. And when we have the golden ratio, this thing that's perfectly balanced begins to move and creates a vortex. And that's where all potential starts to happen. I love to talk about this. So there's a bunch of stages to being women. Men have 2, right? Pre-puberty and post-puberty. That's it. When girls are born, they're in the innocent phase. And that's when we know ourselves the best. And then we go through puberty. And when we're in puberty, it's all about pick me. Our brain literally rewires to be pleasing to other people in puberty. I got picked. My husband's back here supporting all of this. He's our tech guy. And then we go into motherhood. Forget me. Nothing about motherhood is about you. Right, Mom? 9 kids. 9 kids. Wow. You didn't get out of it for a long time. And then we go into menopause, which is fabulously something. It's a great journey, but what happens in menopause is it becomes all about there might be a little of that too. But it's really a great time in life. If you know who Christian Northrup is, she wrote some great books, and one is called The Wisdom of Menopause. And she talks about menopause as birthing the soul. And it's a wonderful, freeing time of life. Right, Ray? Once you get on the better side of that. So the goal is not to be balanced or out of balance, but to move between the two. And perfectionism does not allow that. Perfectionism is only the clean sink. You can't eat or nothing if you got a clean sink. You guys feel that way, especially when the laundry's done. Yeah. You're like, oh. Yeah. So when we are out of balance, when we're dysregulated, some wonderful things to do is to do movement and get back into balance. So life and health have a pattern. Death and disease do not. Death and disease is the chaos. And if you look at what's on the chaos is routine, complacency. Think about routine. Do you drive the same way? Here's the fun part about routine. Say you're at a wedding and you got to pee. You're going to get up. You're going to find the bathroom. You're going to go into the bathroom. You're going to go to the second stall on the left. Success. Where are you going when you got to pee the second time? Same place, right? Because you took a risk and it worked. Why should I risk again? It takes a lot of energy. But what if the third stall on the right was better? There's a funny story about that. My daughter-in-law and I were in Japan, and it was a big line in the bathroom, and I went to the left, she went to the right. I got the hole in the floor, and she got the bidet. And we wouldn't have known that if we didn't compare notes. So rhythm is really good for us. So whenever you're feeling dysregulated and things are chaotic, walking, this is us in Mexico? No. So in my office, I have a rocking chair. So when I'm working with people, we rock. It's very soothing. Walking is rhythmic, swimming, anything that is dance. Dance is fabulous. There's a lot of movement around dance to help people feel better and regulate, especially if you've gone through any trauma. I'm not even going to ask anyone to raise their hand because I know we all have. It's part of life. It's part of being in this world. But we're supposed to heal from it too. We're supposed to grow through it. And it can be one of the most impactful things that help us become in this world. And so if we embrace that, I always like to think about it as fertilizer. We all know what that's made of, and it helps us grow. Our most important commodity is attention. You think about what gets our attention. I love this picture. And that's usually what we touch first, not our partner, is our phones in the morning. And our phones are so good. They've used all the psychology to get us that attention. And that's why it's so great to be in a room with people where we can see each other and hear each other and talk and laugh. Most of our work is done virtually now, so it's extra special for us coming from such a small place. But think about what you give attention to. If you think about every minute of your day is worth $1. And there are some things that you're just giving money to, like social media. Social media doesn't give you anything back. If you spend 20 minutes on social media, there's $20. If you engage in relationships like this for 30 minutes, you're getting and giving the 30 minutes. And then there's the things in life we can give our attention to that give back to us, like cleaning out our closets or remodeling a room or investing in something. And then you leave, and every time you think about that thing, you feel good again. And we don't spend enough time doing that, because there's one thing human beings do. Nobody teaches us how to do it. Like little people can do it. Do you know what that is? We create. And when our attention goes to things that make us stagnant, it makes us sick. And so anything we create is going to make us healthy and reflect back to us who we are and help us become more in this world. Our most important resource is time. And there's a lot of things that would like your attention and time. So be really mindful of that as you choose that. Erica, you were saying like, oh, I could spend my time, right? And in the end, what's important? You ever walk through a cemetery? What does it say there? Does it say this person has 75,000 media posts or made $1 million? It just says, beloved. And the greatest impact on our quality of life is our relationships. That's our son's wedding. We always like to do the fun picture. It's 6 degrees outside. We cannot control what happens to us in life. We can only control how we respond to what happens to us. So think about driving a car down the street, you start texting, you go up on the sidewalk, and you run some guy over. 100% your fault, right? What if the guy would say to you, you wear the cast, and you go to physical therapy. I didn't do it. You did it. Why don't you have to be the one that suffers? Why do I have to? We can hurt each other. We can break each other, but we can only heal ourselves. And so this is talking about how do we do that? How do we know when we're in a place where we are taking that power versus force? Power is internal. Force is external. Power literally means we have a choice. We can choose to do something. If you can't choose it, it's not yours. It's the best part about working in relationships. When a couple comes in, they go, well, I know exactly what they need to change. And if they did that, I'd feel better. And that's absolutely what they don't learn. Mary, you and Gabe talked about that in your testimony where Gabe's like, I thought they were going to be on my side. Force is trying to control something external to you or allowing something external to you to control you. Power requires that you take responsibility for the outcome of the choice. In force, we have blame. So if you ever try to take responsibility for something that's not yours, for sure you will get blamed, or you will go along with someone else and blame them. Power requires discipline to follow through with that choice. And in force, we make up rules. So if you're ever in a place where you really are trying to make up rules, think about this, because they never work. And it's always the thing that backfires, because none of us behave. I don't. Power requires us to surrender to the outcome of the thing. And that's such an important place to be. I was teaching a class yesterday, and one of the women had a shirt on that says, "We're not the ones in control." And the other was like, "I don't like that feeling." But when you surrender to it, you get something better. And you've all had that experience when you didn't get what you wanted. And then something showed up that you couldn't have orchestrated. In force, we can predict. We love to be predictable. That's what perfection is all about. Only we're not the ones in control. So we couldn't predict the rain today. I couldn't predict my upset stomach, all the things. And you have to just roll with it and surrender to it. And it's the best part about it is it makes us so human. There's no one that walks around and goes, "Wow, that person is fabulous," because everything is perfect. And usually when you see someone, you go, "Oh, how are they at 7 a.m. with 3 kids, got all their clothes perfect and everything's done, and how do they always have it together?" They're probably on medication.
Where is that medication? Sold out.
So power makes us happy, being in that place of choosing and taking responsibility and getting the benefit of that outcome, especially your kids. When you let them figure it out, their self-esteem grows. When you do it for them, they become anxious because they don't trust themselves. When we're in force, we're just super anxious. Power leads to freedom and force leads to prison. Do you get it? And we are recording this, and if you guys want a copy, you can get a copy. I took this 2 days ago. This is my granddaughter. And I want you just to watch how awesome this is. Wouldn't you love to look like that when you look in the mirror? She just loves herself. She is not destroyed yet by all the messages in the world. It kind of stopped because then she turned and looked at me like that too. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. One of the things that my husband and I started doing in 2016 is hiking. And I was out there hiking and I was thinking, wow, everything I see is beautiful. These crooked trees and just decaying things and growing things. Just such love, right? We were all born like that. And we just emanate this beauty and love. And then what happens is we get hurt and it's like someone took a chunk of mud and throws it on that. And this energy has to move. And so when our energy gets enough mud on it, it stops moving. And guess where it goes? Into our anxiety, into worry. And one of the beautiful things about menopause, if you do it well, that volcano's got to blow. And when it does, what's left is forgiveness and love. And you get to a place in life where you get to feel this way again. Betsy, Mom, you're in your 80s, almost 80, right? I haven't gotten to that state. You guys are the crones. We got to get a better word for that. But, right, it's so much easier to care for people and love yourself and love people because you can appreciate, so you get this innocence back again. So no matter what's happening on the outside, remember you have the power of choice on the inside. Our little meditating cat over here. Do I pause this? Oh, it didn't start yet. Okay. So during COVID, talk about choice. We were on lockdown, and we decided to do a meditation every day at 10 a.m. And about 6 days in, my husband comes in with a bowling shirt. I'm like, why are you wearing a bowling shirt? He goes, I can't think of anything else to wear. And it turned into this, so I thought I would share it with you guys.
I'm Dr. Ray.
And I'm Jean.
And we wanted to take this time to help everyone relax a little bit and calm down.
For the next 30 days, we'll be doing this meditation.
So get in a comfortable position, either sitting down or lying down, and close your eyes and just relax for a few minutes.
Why do you sit there like that? I know you know maths, and Illinois is not sunny, but you can have lots of good fun at this funny.
It's a beautiful day for a ball game.
I don't know where Gene is yet. I think we're in Jumanji.
I told you we shouldn't have played that game.
Welcome to Mother Russia. For the glory of Rome.
It's such a tiny, tiny, tiny virus. We must fight it with meditation.
Day 12.
Day
Dr. Ray.
13.
Day 19.
Day 21. Day 22.
Day 24. Day 25.
Day 25.
Day 26.
Day 29. Day 30. We originally made this commitment for 30 days.
Governor Pritzker called us and wanted us to extend the meditations.
Baby, I know it.
Cheers, Mike.
Happy birthday to you.
So this is day 31.
31.
Day 35.
Day 38.
Day 54. Day 55. Day 65.
Day 71. Day 75.
Carpe diem. I can't see you.
I'm in camouflage.
Oh my gosh. I can't see you at all. I think we should just stick to our day jobs.
You want to switch it back? I could just talk. I don't know how much fun you guys had during COVID. That's what we were up to. Perfectionism leads to anxiety, worry, confusion, and shame. Shame is our lowest vibration and makes movement, growth, and potential almost impossible, or at the very least unenjoyable. Do you remember Dad used to call me the perfect child? He would say this, though. She was the perfect child until one day she got knocked up. And that became my new name. The way into a perfection cycle and the way out is contained in the same word. Humiliation is our lowest vibration. Humility is our highest. And whatever you feel is a choice. If you stop taking yourself so seriously, you'll be more open to loving others because all the judgment we have for other people is something we dislike in ourselves. And we don't talk enough about all that stuff. We really should talk more about it because we feel better when we do that. instead of being perfect. Imbalance is a place of rest where there is both happiness and stagnation. And out of balance brings chaos and our greatest opportunity of growth and change. Choose wisely. Thank you.